right, my Arsenal fans, the Gunners, kilo happen. Eh? Make a paroa. Kenkeneme onto Wazobia levels. You understand? My Gunners fans, please come for let's discuss about our team so far in terms of Arsenal news and transfers in the transfer windows. But before I dive into this matter in details, or before we hash the matter in details, as usual, do well to support your guy by hitting the like button and dropping 1 or 2 comments as usual in the comment section and hit the share button. You understand? So let me dive into the matter in details. Now, starting with Rodrygo goals. With the look of things, we are seeing that the Arsenal team are actually showing interest in this particular player. So at the moment, Bele, they actually sweet me if we can actually get this player. But with the look of things, onto them say according to Sport and Times newspaper, from what we're actually hearing at the moment, Arsenal intend to get this player for a loan base. That is for onto loan level, not on a permanent deal, but with an option to get him permanently. You understand? If we cannot get him permanently at the moment, make we at least get him onto loan level. So now the matter where they onto this particular player. Now, in order for this player to join the Arsenal team, Arsenal is expected to be paying a wage of about 200 meters of the Queen's pound. That is 200,000, not meters, 200,000 of the Queen's pounds in terms of his weekly wages. That is in terms of Rodrygo joining the Arsenal team. And at the moment, we are hearing that a discussion is ongoing between the Arsenal camp and the camp of Real Madrid in respect to this. But if we intend to get this player on a permanent basis, I think we are expected to be about 89 meters of the Queen's pounds. You understand? In order for we to get this player, and we can here we go in that particular regard. So in the coming days, we'll keep our fingers crossed. They anticipate. Here we go in respect to that, if he's on a permanent or onto loan level. So now the matter with the onto Rodrygo goes joining Arsenal. Now the next agenda has to do with Ademola Lookman, and you can check from my previous video, you go hear me talk about this particular player joining Arsenal. With the look of things, we have actually talked about Inter Milan, the actual favorite in terms of getting this player, but Atlanta, that is the team of Ademola Lookman, don't want to sell him to Inter Milan based on, you understand, rivalry in the Italian Serie A. So they see selling Ademola Lookman to Inter Milan as a threat to themselves. So they prefer to sell him to another team outside the Italian Serie A. So in the coming days, we expect to hear further in terms of that. Now, looking at this player's performance, now our own Nigerian Bobo, and we can see his performance so far. Aside Lautaro Martinez, from my previous video, I talk about nobody else in the Serie A has more doings in the past 2 years aside this particular player in terms of goals and assist contributions. You understand? So now in get levels onto that particular level. So we getting him is a good addition, and we can see his abilities in terms of scoring goals as well. He get goals, no be cho. He has been showing workings over the years. So I feel that if we get him, he's a good addition. And with the look of things, Atlanta are expecting 45 meters of the Queen's pounds in respect to whosoever that wants to get this player. So I ask myself, what are we waiting for? If Rodrygo goes is not available, if Rafael is not available, let's get this particular player so that that number 11 row where Martinelli they play anyhow, we can actually get a replacement in that particular aspect. Now, moving on as well, we're also hearing that Arsenal are actually keen on submitting a bid for what they call it, Eberechi Eze. Now, we just they anticipate that okay, before Sunday, which they will be facing up against Liverpool in the Community Shield, we expect to hear if it's going to work out or not, because he's being expected to feature in that particular match. But if he eventually participates in that match, that is to say, is giving us a narrative that so it be like say Baba won't stay at Crystal Palace. That is in terms of Eberechi Eze. Now, looking at this particular player, in order for we to get him at the moment, it is expected of the Arsenal team to pay about 60 meters of the Queen's pounds if we are to get this particular player to the Emirates. So at the moment, we are hearing that talks are actually going on between teams, but in the coming days, we expect to hear here we go, here we land, or if it's not going to go through in that particular regard. But what is actually holding this deal has to do with Leandro Trossard issues at the moment. At the moment, he has 1 year left in his contract, but if he eventually leaves Arsenal by joining Palace or Brentford, then I think this should be a here we go in the coming days. But let's keep our fingers crossed and anticipate good news, you understand? Now, looking at another transfer matters that has to do with our team in details, has to do with Reece Nelson. At the moment, Fulham don't want to get him on a permanent basis, according to Englishmen. With the look of things, they want to get him on a loan spell with an obligation to buy. I can't ask myself, for how long? For how long do they want to keep on signing this player? What are your plans? At the moment, we intend to sell him so that he can go. You understand? This Baba don't take for the Arsenal team, and I don't see him featuring anywhere next season. So we feel that in the coming days we expect to hear further in respect to that. I think he is being valued at about 15 meters of the Queen's Pounds in respect to whosoever that wants to get this player. And looking at his performance so far in this preseason, where they actually play, you can actually give him his flowers. In performance, they actually better. You understand? And sometimes teams might say, okay, they don't want to play some of those players regularly in the preseason to avoid injury issues. You understand? You can't go and sell a player that is actually injured. Now we are also hearing similar situation with Leandro Trossard. That's why he didn't feature in the match between Arsenal and what they call it, Villarreal on Wednesday, to be precise. So we feel that in the coming days we hear good news in terms of that. Sambi Lokonga is another player we expect to leave the Arsenal team, and with the look of things, according to the Times again, they have come out to talk about this particular player that what's going on, no game time, what is the plan for this player, and at the moment no teams is showing interest in this particular player. But I could ask myself, what will they keep him for? We should find a way to market the player and he should leave the team, because at the moment I can't see him getting into the team anytime soon. So now the matter where they on to this level. So my Gunners fans, let me know what you think about these matters. You understand why I just carried torchlight in the comment section. Let me know which of these matters you want addressed. Let me know in the comment section. Drop a like on this video as usual and hit the share button. If you are not following me, Bobby, what did you wait for? Hit the follow button, support your guy, make Joy Soup come board. And if you are watching me from YouTube and you have not subscribed, support your guy by hitting the subscribe button. As usual, I don't